Oh, so you're in Sky Sanctuary. Yeah, that's like basically the make or breaks to it. Like, even for dead runs that can't PB anymore, that thing is like the part that kind of determines if the run is okay, or if it's gonna be like... You mean that the one conveyor belt tip? That's the worst part, because it isn't even your fault when that kind of stuff happens, like the soft pixel. When you get soft pixeled, but you can still save it, it isn't as bad because you can go back and spin dash and mash jump. But when you get completely soft pixeled and can't do anything to save it, that is the worst. And even getting sort of half messed up is still like really hard to save, because you have to mash jump really hard to not get crushed. But yeah, the fact that you were even gonna 21 at all, it's already much better than what I was doing. Like, you remember when I was doing the Sonic and Knuckles runs, like, in mid-2022? That is, like, much better than what I was able to do, because I got a few unrecorded runs that were actually, like, 20 pace into that thing. Barely. There was one where I even died in conveyor belt zip, and it was still like barely 20 pace, but I kept choking every single time. I think that situation has happened to basically everyone in PvPs, like 90% of people, unless they know beforehand about that. That is like the only reason that, well, even knowing beforehand, it is still hard to avoid that if you're trying to save the extra small time from doing the jump, as opposed to just holding right. Also, out of curiosity, do you know Starman Mars? Starman Mars. Nice. Mushroom 1 is like one of the hardest stages to gold, since it is like the first split and the one you do the most. Yeah, like there are certain tricks where having a specific type of controller or keyboard can be beneficial, like depending on the kind of setup you use and also how used you are to it, but sometimes even like the setup you use. For example, another example of similar trick that can be easier on keyboard, or for example in certain controllers, basically an example. It isn't easier on keyboard on this example, but an example of a trick that can be easier depending on what you use would be Chemical Plant 2 and Sonic Mania. Like if you have a controller where the pause button is very close to the jump buttons, you can pause buffer it, but otherwise basically one of the only options you have is to do it pauseless. And that makes it much harder. Those kinds of tricks, the ones where, yeah. Yeah, sometimes you have to go out of your way to like grind out no resets just to get a gold. Yeah, that would be really good if you could basically choose to get good spreads. Also, yeah, this is really good, but I don't know how he's able to sort of like not rely on no resets. Like, he barely no resets. And yet he still does so well. Like, there are runners who just don't do no resets at all and they still do really well. Like, they barely need to do rust or something. For that, their muscle memory must be on point or something along those lines. I got monitor clip. Yeah, I may PV if the rest goes well. I can even like take a death and then take one again and still PV if everything goes well. Yeah, Sonic 1 Glitchless is pretty hard because of the movement, but at least you don't have to worry about like frame perfect track. Yeah, Marble One Sip, I don't think I would be able to hit it consistently in full game runs either. Like, it isn't the same as monitor clip, but you can kind of compare both tricks because you need like multiple frame perfect inputs and you need to like react to what you get in order to save it if you don't get to the right frame. Except I imagine Marble 1 is harder considering the amount of runs it kills, but yeah, both are really hard to break. I don't think I can sub 19 on this run, unless Detect goes really well, or I go for Graviton, but I can still take a 19 OX, like that is still extremely good. Like, I don't know yet because the run isn't over, but this could be good. Yeah, I think that's like PG-13 or something, like it isn't like that bad, but some people... Okay, I got conveyor belt zip. Nice. Yeah, 18 is kind of dead, and I decided to not go for Graviton because it kills runs like 80% of the time and only works like 20% of the time by pure miracle. I don't even know how to pass buffer it. But yeah, Graviton kind of sucks if I'm in a good run that I don't wanna risk killing. You mean Graviton Tip? I'm not sure who found it, but I think it is actually kind of an old trick from even before Conveyor Belt Tip, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not sure, since I don't know the full history of the game and I wasn't there back then. But yeah, that may be possible. Arctic is pretty skilled at some games, such as Mania, as in like really good at some games like Mania. So he's definitely the kind of person that will be able to find very good tricks like these. I'm pretty sure. Also, sometimes don't you like wonder how games even get optimized to this level? Like, the end is way more time than basically everyone else besides probably Joey and Saxon. But like, it's still kind of bizarre to think that he's still like ahead of everyone by like so much. Okay, so I kind of choked 18 at the very end, but it was still a good run. Like, technically, there was like a 1 second leeway if everything went perfect.